Hello everyone, today I wanted to do a quick comparison between the Claude Flornoy Noblet tarot deck and the Joseph Peterson Noblet tarot deck. So this is a quick comparison between the two currently available editions of the Noblet tarot. So here we have the Claude Flornoy Restoration deck, and this is the Joseph Peterson facsimile deck with restored cards in facsimile style. So overall, both of the boxes are roughly the same size. As far as the width and the length go, it's roughly the same. However, the major difference is in the actual width of the cards, the thickness of the cards. Significant difference with the Flornoy compared to the Peterson. So let's have a look at the overall box dimensions. So we have just under 6.5 centimeters for the width. For the length, we have 10, and for the height, the width, I beg your pardon, thickness of the cards, we're looking at about 4 centimeters. Whereas the Peterson deck, again, just under 6.5, roughly the same size, and just over 10 centimeters. And for the thickness, the width, the depth of the cards, we're looking about just over about 3 centimeters. So again, comparing them side by side, you can see the significant difference there. But they both have different merits. So this one is the Flornoy deck. So both of them come in a flip top box. Both really good, very practical. The significant difference with this one, which makes the box a little bit thicker, is that this one the Flornoy deck comes with a booklet, which of course takes up some space. The booklet is pretty good, gives you a brief history about the Noblet deck, some ideas about the journey of the soul, which was Flornoy's philosophy about the tarot. So comes with that, whereas the Peterson, I think it only comes with the presentation, with a single presentation card. There's no booklets involved, which is fine. So let's just put these aside for now. And let's check the cards overall. Okay, so we don't need that. Okay, so let's look at the cards comparison. So for the Flornoy deck and the Peterson deck, the size is a little bit, you can see just slightly higher on the Peterson. You can see just slightly, and width-wise is roughly the same. The significant difference is in the height of it, but as you can see here, the borders roughly align exactly the same size, so not much difference there. It's roughly the same, but that's it. And as far as the card stock is concerned, the Flornoy deck, obviously slightly thicker card stock because it's a slightly thicker deck, whereas the Peterson slightly thinner, but still practical. Both of them have the square corners, so that's something that you're concerned about. But I think it's good, keeps with the tradition of it, and the size is very, very easy to use with. So for the backs, for the Flornoy, we have the same motif as the Peterson, slightly different coloration. I think this is the correct size of the back, whereas the Flornoy is a little bit bigger, but still keeping within the same tradition. So let's have a look at the deck's overall thickness. So you can see significant difference there between the Flornoy. Just level it down. You You can see a significant difference between the Flornoy deck and the Peterson. But let's have a look at what we got inside. So I'll do a quick card by card comparison. So straight off, we have the full. Feel free to pause at any time. Pause the video to have a look at the details if you wish. So we can see the difference between the restoration and facsimile. And here we come to the major differences. As you can see, the Peterson comes with one additional card, which is the butler with the additional part of the wand in his hand. The original doesn't have it, the Flornoy doesn't have it, but the Peterson deck gives you the option of both, so you can use whichever one you prefer. And I'll just do a quick walkthrough the major arcana. This is where it helps a lot to have the restoration. You can see the images a lot clearer, whereas the facsimile gets a bit murky, a bit messed up with the colors, but still has its own charm. Of course, the same with La Mort, the death card. You can see the colors a lot more clearer, line work is a lot neater. But then again, you're comparing two different styles of art. Comparing history with restoration. So that's the major arcana, and let's get to the minor arcana. I won't go through all the cards because you'll get the general idea of what they look like. Get to the ace. Now the significant thing about these decks is that the missing cards, which are the 6 to the 10 of swords, were missing from the original deck. So both of these artists have redrawn the decks, those particular cards, the 6 to 10 of swords. And let's just go straight to it, actually. Skip all these. Okay, get to the wands. Okay, let's have a look at the cups, actually. Let's not rush. Before that, we'll get to let's do the cups. You can see the restoration looks much neater. I like both of them. I think they both have their merits. Okay, so that's it. Let's get straight to the swords. You can see. Okay. So let's start here. Okay. So this is the swords. Just organize it a bit. Okay, so let's go through. So that's the swords, the ace. So these are still the original that are found in the museums. And okay, so now we get to the restored cards, which is the 6 to 10 of swords again. So here we have the difference. You can see that the Flornoy one has a curve to that side, whereas the Peterson isn't curving to the other side. And also the coloration is different. We have the red here, the blue there, red here. So we would never know which is the correct way. But nevertheless, I appreciate both of these artists for restoring them. Also restored, here we have the difference between having a squarish shape flower petals, whereas the Flornoy has the more pointier ones. And that's the last of the restored cards. It's good that Peterson has made his looking still pretty much like the facsimile style, which is really impressive. So continuing with the cards that we have. And that's it. That's pretty much what you can expect from these cards. And both of them are really good. The major differences in the size and the cardstock, and of course the artwork. One, the Peterson being a complete facsimile with some additional cards added in the same facsimile style, and the Flornoy being just restored in its entirety. So that's it. That's a very quick walkthrough. The differences between the Flornoy deck and the Peterson Noblet. Both Noblet, restoration, facsimile, both really good, both beautiful decks. I recommend you get both. Anyway, that's it. Hope you enjoyed this quick video. Thank you and have a good day.